All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. In this video here is something I've never heard anyone ask this question. And I'm not saying I have the answer, but it's a question worth asking. In 2016, what was the more impressive win? You have to understand and fully comprehend the circumstances. But what was the more impressive win? Oklahoma City beating San Antonio in the semifinals 4-2, or Cleveland beating Golden State in the finals 4-3. I'm going to get into it all. And again, I'm not saying I have the answer, but it is a question worth asking because it is not a clear-cut answer. So first off, let's just compare the two teams. 2016 San Antonio, they were 67-15. There's only been 18 teams in the history of the NBA to win 67 or more games. So right there, they did something very impressive. They were the number one net rated team. That's right, it was not Golden State, it was San Antonio. They were the fourth rated offense and the number one rated defense. They were second in SRS, and they were like 10.28, or maybe it was 11.28, and Golden State was 11.38, or it might have been 10.38. It was so close. The Spurs were 10th in points per game scored and first in opponents' points per game. Their top 10 players consisted of Kawhi Leonard, who won Defensive Player of the Year. He was second for MVP, first team All-NBA. He's a top 75 player. LaMarcus Aldridge, who is third team All-NBA. You got Tony Parker, Hall of Famer. For me, I wouldn't put so much weight into these guys, but since Shannon Sharpe and Nick Wright put so much weight into Hall of Famers, then here we go. Using the Shannon Sharpe criteria here. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Hall of Famers. Tim Duncan, a Hall of Famer. In his last season, he's 40 years old. Top 75 player. Danny Green, who was actually a starter. Patty Mills, Boris Diaw, David West, and Kevin Martin. That's a nice roster right there. An older team, but a nice roster nonetheless. 2016 Golden State, 73-9, the number 2 net rated team. Number 1 offense, the number 5 defense. They were first in SRS, like I said, narrowly beating out San Antonio. First in points per game, 19th in opponents' points per game. Now, some people might say that, well, because they scored so much, the opponents are naturally going to score a lot too. That may be true. I'm not disputing that at all. But you look it up, opponent points per game allowed is they're 19th. I don't know. That's just what they are. Their top 10 players consisted of Steph Curry, who won the MVP. He won the scoring title, top 75 player. Draymond Green, second for Defensive Player of the Year because Kawhi Leonard was first. Draymond Green was also second team All-NBA. Don't ask me how. If that dude's one of the top 10 players in the NBA, I don't know that the NBA is really that strong, but whatever. Klay Thompson was third team All-NBA. You had Harrison Barnes, Andre Iguodala, Andrew Bogut, Sean Livingston, Festus Ezeli, Leandro Barbosa, and Brandon Rush. There's your two rosters. At face value, I would say that it's very, very close. I think San Antonio will be a slightly better defensive team, and obviously Golden State, a younger team, better offensively. Now let me get to the historic perspective about these two teams. 2016 Golden State Warriors, NBA regular season record, 73 wins, one of only 2 teams ever to win 70 or more games. Obviously, the 96 Bulls being the other. But that's regular season. Big difference, and I will be getting into that. The 16 Spurs tied the regular season record for home wins at 40. So they were 40-1 at home in the regular season. So they were going historic as well. Now this is very interesting to me. Had the Spurs won the championship and maintained their home winning the whole way through, they could have either tied or broken Boston's record in 1986 of being 50-1 at home, regular season playoffs combined. They had a real chance to have an unbelievably historic run had they went all the way. Had the Warriors won the title, they would have had the most impressive season ever. They would have had the highest win percentage, most likely, regular season playoffs combined. They've already got the most wins at 88, and the 96 Bulls won 87, largely due to the fact that they got an extra game in the first round. But without the championship, it's just not that impressive, and most people agree with that. Had OKC won the title, it would have been an even more impressive playoff run than the 95 Houston Rockets. Beating the Spurs 2 out of 3 games in San Antonio, where 41 teams went into San Antonio in the regular season, and 40 of them went home losers. 1 loss in 41 games. Oklahoma City goes in there in 3 games and wins 2 out of 3. That's amazing. But nobody ever talks about that. And the Spurs had no injuries. I looked into it. There was nobody hobbled, injured, taken out, nothing. They just flat out got beat by OKC. Now here's really the crux of my contention as to why this is a question worth asking. Steph Curry was obviously not himself. He played 2 of the 5 possible games in the first round, 2 of the 5 possible games in the semifinals. He did play all in the conference finals and all in the finals, but he obviously wasn't right. And I have evidence to back that up. The last 10 MVPs to play in the finals, how did they do the regular season scoring average versus their finals scoring average? This may shock some people because it did me. So going backwards, 2025, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he just won the MVP. He was in the finals. He averaged 32.7 points per game in the regular season. He won the scoring title. In the finals, he was at 30.3. So he was 2.4 under his season average. Steph Curry in 2016, 30.1 in the regular season, 22.6 in the finals. 7.5 points under his average. That's only 3/4 of the points he was putting up in the regular season that he put up in the finals. And I understand you can make a case of, well, each player is different. Not all of them are going to excel in the finals. There's competition, yada, yada. All right, let's get to it. But note this, Michael Jordan's worst finals by far, without any doubt, was against Seattle in 1996, right? But he was only like 3 points under his regular season average. The year before, in 2015, Steph Curry was the MVP. He averaged 23.8 points per game. In the finals, 26 points per game. That's 2.2 over. And so many people I heard said Matthew Dellavedova guarded him great, played a great defensive series against Curry. He was still over his average by 2.2 points. LeBron James in 2013, 26.8 in the regular season, 25.3 in the finals. So he was 1.5 under his regular season average. LeBron James in 2012, 27.1 in the regular season, 28.6 in the finals. That's 1.5 over his regular season average. Kobe Bryant in 2008, 28.3 in the regular season. He's at 25.7 in the finals, 2.6 under. And that was against a really good defensive team. But all these teams had to play good defensive teams. Tim Duncan, 2003, 23.3 in the regular season. He went for 24.2 in the finals. That's plus 0.9. Allen Iverson, 2001, he averaged 31.1 in the regular season, 35.6 in the finals. 4.5 more in the finals than the regular season. Shaq, 2000, 29.7 regular season, 38 even in the finals. That's plus 8.3. Michael Jordan, 1998, 28.7 in the regular season, 33.5 in the finals. That's plus 4.8. So out of these 10 guys that I just gave you, the only ones that were under was Kobe Bryant by 2.6, LeBron James in 2013, 1.5, SGA 2.4 under. And then you got Curry way away from the pack at 7.5 under. To me, that is sound evidence that Steph Curry was not himself, which means the team were not themselves. Besides Draymond Green missing Game 5 and messing up all the momentum, Andrew Bogut was not there for Games 6 and 7. A factor, you can decide how much of one, but a factor nonetheless. But Curry being hobbled, in my opinion, was the biggest detriment. Now, if you want to argue against that and say, well, that was just one player, there was one series. All right, so let's take a look at just Steph Curry in the finals. Let's see how he did. He's played in 6 of them. 2015, like I said, he was 2.2 over. In 2016, he was 7.5 under. In 2017, he was 1.5 over. In 2018, 1.1 over. 2019, 3.2 over. 2022, 5.7 over. So out of the 6 finals that Steph Curry played in, only 1 was under his regular season scoring average, and it was by 7.5 points, 25%. And there's nothing wrong with Curry though, right? Come on. And I will add this. I don't have a graphic for it, but there have been 18 teams that won 66 or more games in the history of the NBA. A winning percentage of .805 or better. I went back all the way to the beginning, even gave the older teams a chance. So the first one that did it, 67 76ers, they won the championship. 71 Milwaukee won the championship. 72 Lakers won the championship. 73 Boston. They got beat in the 7th game of the Eastern Conference Finals because John Havlicek separated his shoulder. He missed 1 game, but he wasn't right. He played left-handed. Easily fact-checkable. 86 Boston, they won. 92 Bulls, they won. 96 Bulls, 97 Bulls, they both won. 2000 Lakers, they won. 07 Dallas, they got beat. The biggest upset in NBA history. 08 Boston, they won. 09 Cleveland, they got beat. They're one of the 5 teams out of the 18 to get beat. Embarrassing, but nevertheless, they got beat. 2013 Miami, they won. 2015 Golden State, they won. 2016 Golden State, lost in 7 in the finals. 2016 San Antonio, they got beat as well. And then 2017 Golden State, they won. And 2025 Oklahoma City, they won. Out of the 18 teams in NBA history that won 66 or more games, 2 of them were in 2016 and both got beat. One of them had their star player obviously hobbled, no doubt about it. And the other one just got beat. Bad matchup, didn't play well, combination, whatever. But Oklahoma City was a 55-win team. San Antonio was a 67-win team, 40-1 at home, and they beat them in 6 games. That is an unbelievable achievement. Yeah, Cleveland was a 57-win team, I believe it was, against a 73-win team. On paper, it looks great, but the reality was Steph Curry was nowhere near himself. In fact, if you were going to put a percentage on it, you could just go by the points per game. Steph Curry was at 3/4, which sure, that's better than most players, but that's not the unanimous MVP Steph Curry in those finals. Draymond Green missing the game and Bogut missing a couple games. Add all that up. That's not the same team that went 73-9. That's why I personally believe the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2016 had a more impressive win beating San Antonio than Cleveland did over Golden State. I just do. Had Oklahoma City beat Golden State, they were up 3-1. They had an unbelievable, great, amazing win in 2016. Turned right around and choked up a 3-1 lead. Unforgivable, really. Had they won that and then beaten Cleveland, that would have been the greatest playoff run in NBA history, bar none. You're beating a team 40-1 at home, handing them 2 home losses. That's double what they did in the regular season, which is just insane when you think about it. Then beat the 73-9 Warriors, Hobbled Curry, yes, that's obviously a factor, but historically, beating both teams and then beating Cleveland in the finals, to me, would have been the best run of all time. That's my opinion. I don't want to sit here and take anything away from Cleveland, but obviously, Golden State was not right. So anyway, you guys tell me, am I dreaming? Or is OKC's win over San Antonio more impressive? The number one net rated team, the number one defensive team, the best home record of all time, tying the 86 Celtics. Is that more impressive than Cleveland being down 3-1, if you want to add that in, that's fine, and beating Golden State with a three-quarter Curry, Draymond Green missing a game, and Bogut missing 2 games? You tell me. San Antonio was totally intact. I think OKC's win was more impressive, and that's just me. I just laid out the facts and laid out my case. So let me know in the comments. Am I nuts? Or is there any truth to what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I give daily content. And that's it. Until next time.